If you're a sleep-deprived parent, desperately searching for ways to get your baby to sleep, you're not alone. Millions of parents around the world struggle every single night, trying everything from white noise machines to endless rocking, only to have their little one wake up the moment they're placed in the crib. But what if I told you there's a method that's been used in Korea for generations that could change everything? Today, we're diving deep into the Korean approach to baby sleep, a technique that combines ancient wisdom with an understanding of infant psychology. This isn't just another sleep training method that leaves you and your baby in tears. This is something fundamentally different, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why it works and how to implement it tonight. Let's start with the foundation. In Korean culture, there's a concept called jeong, which roughly translates to a deep emotional bond and attachment. Korean parents don't see sleep as something a baby needs to learn to do alone. Instead, they view it as a shared experience, a continuation of the connection that began in the womb. This fundamental difference in perspective shapes everything about their approach. The Korean method begins with what's called daeongjam, which means back sleep or proximity sleep. Unlike Western sleep training methods that often emphasize independence from an early age, Korean parents traditionally keep their babies very close during sleep time. This doesn't necessarily mean bed sharing, although that's common too. It means creating an environment where the baby feels your presence, hears your breathing, and senses your warmth. Here's where the science gets interesting. When babies are close to their parents, their nervous systems naturally regulate. Your calm, steady breathing actually helps regulate your baby's breathing pattern. Your body heat helps maintain their optimal temperature. Your presence reduces their cortisol levels, the stress hormone that keeps them alert and unable to settle. This isn't just cultural practice. This is biology working exactly as nature intended. Now, let's talk about the specific technique that makes Korean parents so successful at getting babies to sleep quickly. It's called tok-tok, and it's beautifully simple. Once your baby is lying down, you gently pat their bottom or back in a rhythmic pattern. Not too fast, not too slow. Think of the rhythm of a heartbeat, steady and reassuring. This patting mimics the sensations your baby felt in the womb when you walked around during pregnancy. The patting needs to be firm enough that your baby can really feel it, but gentle enough that it's soothing. You're creating a rhythmic sensation that their brain recognizes as safe and familiar. Many Korean mothers will do this for 10, 15, even 20 minutes if needed. There's no rush, no anxiety about creating bad habits. It's simply a parent helping their child transition into sleep. But tok-tok isn't used alone. It's combined with su-su, which is a shushing sound, but not just any shushing. This is a longer, more sustained shh sound that you make close to your baby's ear. Again, this mimics the whooshing sounds your baby heard constantly in the womb, the sound of blood flowing through your body, the muffled sounds of the outside world. It's deeply familiar to them, and familiarity equals safety in a baby's brain. Here's what you need to understand about why this works so effectively. Babies aren't born knowing how to fall asleep independently. That's a skill that develops over time. What they are born with is the ability to feel safe and calm in the presence of their caregivers. When you combine physical touch through patting, auditory comfort through shushing, and the proximity of your body, you're essentially recreating the womb environment. You're telling your baby's nervous system, you're safe, you can let go now, you can sleep. Korean mothers also pay careful attention to timing. They watch for what they call jamnun, which means sleepy eyes. These are the early signs of tiredness, not the point where a baby is already overtired and crying. They look for slower movements, rubbing eyes, looking away from stimulation, or becoming quieter. When they see these signs, they immediately begin the sleep routine. They don't wait until the baby is screaming and overstimulated. This is crucial because once a baby becomes overtired, their body releases more cortisol, making it exponentially harder for them to fall asleep. Western parents often miss this window, thinking they'll wait until the baby is really tired. But in Korean tradition, you catch that gentle wave of tiredness and ride it into sleep. Another key element is the swaddle, or podegi wrapping technique. Korean parents have long used specific wrapping methods that apply gentle pressure to a baby's body. This isn't about restricting movement, it's about providing proprioceptive input, helping the baby understand where their body is in space. Think of it like a gentle hug that says, "You're contained, you're safe, your body has boundaries." This is incredibly calming for infants who are still adjusting to life outside the womb, where they were constantly held by the walls of the uterus. Let's talk about temperature, because this is something Korean parents are very mindful of. They keep babies slightly warm but never hot. A baby who is too cold will struggle to fall asleep, but a baby who is too hot will be restless and uncomfortable. Korean mothers often check their baby's neck or back, not their hands or feet, because hands and feet are naturally cooler. If the core of the baby's body is warm but not sweaty, the temperature is just right. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Korean parents don't stress about complete silence during sleep. They don't tiptoe around, they don't pause conversations, they don't stop living their lives. Babies in Korean households learn to sleep with normal household sounds happening around them. Why? Because in the womb, it wasn't silent. Your baby heard your voice, heard music, heard daily life. Absolute silence is actually unnatural and can make babies more alert, listening for sounds, rather than relaxed. The feeding component is also important in the Korean approach. Many Korean mothers will feed their baby until they're drowsy but not fully asleep. This is different from the Western advice to put babies down drowsy but awake. Korean tradition recognizes that for young babies especially, the sucking reflex is incredibly soothing. And using feeding as part of the wind-down process is not only acceptable, but beneficial. As babies get older, this naturally transitions, but there's no pressure to eliminate this comfort before the baby is ready. Let's get straight to the point. The Korean sleep method isn't cry it out. It's built on responding to a baby's needs, especially their need for comfort and closeness. This builds trust, which actually helps babies become more independent sleepers later because they don't develop anxiety around sleep or separation. Research on attachment supports this. Babies whose needs are consistently met develop better self-regulation and become more secure, not more dependent. To use this method, start by setting the sleep environment. Keep your baby close to you in a bassinet or safe co-sleeping setup with a warm, dim room. Watch for early drowsy cues and begin your routine immediately. Feeding, diaper change, swaddle or sleep sack. Hold your baby. Use rhythmic patting and a slow, steady shushing sound near their ear. Keep your rhythm consistent, even if they seem restless. Your calm presence is what helps them transition into sleep. If they fuss or cry, soothe them, pick them up if needed, then lay them back down and continue. There's no failing. You're simply learning what your baby needs. Some babies fall asleep in minutes, others take longer. Korean parents see this time as bonding rather than a race against the clock. As babies grow, they naturally need less help. Independence develops gradually because it's built on trust, not pressure. The Korean method teaches that meeting a baby's needs doesn't spoil them. Responding with closeness creates security, not dependence. Try it tonight with patience for your baby and for yourself. You're not just helping them sleep, you're teaching them the world is safe and that you're there for them. Sleep well, parents. You're doing great.